Launch. Dark Gift. Records. 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 Launch. Dark Gift. Records.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Launch. Dark Gift. Records. Launch. Dark Gift Records. Launch. Dark Gift.
Okay. Ah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm W.O. White III, and I am the facilitator for the Flux Continuum, the creator, founder, your guide, right? Through this imaginary world that I created called, universe called the Flux Continuum. Um, like I said, y'all, it's some things I've been working on. For anybody who's brand new that's coming in today, I just want you guys to know I have proposed, okay, in the study of life, the PhD, right, for sci-fi, because hey, I'm a sci-fi guru, right? I majored in Marvel. My minor was DC, and like horror shows. My term paper is Flux, which is currently published 3 books. Okay, you can check my store out for that. Okay. Remember, you guys, that there are gonna be a total of 12 books. I'm currently on book 5. I'm actually on the second half of the book, so I'm almost done with book 5. And I'm out here, petitioning, soliciting, if you will, people who are interested in science fiction, so that one day I can, make enough money to start, releasing the rest of these books and whatnot. So I put all my personal money into the first 3 books, but I figured, I got something to present to the public now. 3 books is basically Flux stands for okay, yeah, so okay. So let's get to it though. Let's get to it, right? Where was I at yesterday at 10 a.m.? Okay. So I guess I owe the people an apology, if you will. So I guess I'll look you guys in the eye, bring me up. Let's take that off. All right, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. So yesterday I had a VA appointment, and the appointment it was like 8:30, but it ended up going over a little bit, and I didn't get home till like quarter to 11. So that's why yesterday, I just say, disregard, don't even touch it. Make sure you go recap and go back and knock out yesterday's show and today's show. So again, y'all, that's what transpired. I went to VA, veteran assistant. Okay, it's you go to the hospital, right? It's a clinic, right, for veterans, and I get checked out, twice a year. If anybody know anything about me, I'm post cancer, um, and I guess I'm good. I'm in remission, right? Fully in remission. I'm doing really well. They just basically say, hey, your blood pressure is a little high, so you need to start working. And what do? I go get a cup of coffee. They say, I guess the caffeine in coffee, makes it run a little hot. All right, now. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Let me go ahead and say good morning to everybody that's on the other platforms too. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me just put a good morning out there, and we can get into what it is that we're going to be doing today. Good morning, world. World. Hashtag Flux. Bam. Go ahead and toss that on the screen so everybody can see it. Bam. There we go. Good morning, y'all. All right. So, well, before I get into the recap, again, like I was telling you guys, I got the 3 books that I put out, right? I did the work for that. I got them published, the whole 9. If you guys don't even really know the story, here we go. Get this stuff out of the way. This was my first attempt at Flux. Let me open it up, give it to you guys. It was published by Tate Publishing. Now, I don't know if I can say what I want to say, but I don't think they did what they were supposed to do. So I started writing Flux in 2011, right? January 2011. Found out I had cancer, the whole 9. It was crazy, right? Life changing. I was in the process of getting out the military. I had this job for like 180K. I was an IT guy, right? Information technology, right? So I got to go through cancer and whatnot, but I started writing Flux. So I have to go through surgeries and all of these terms they used, chemo, all this stuff, right? Long story short, once it's over, and you have to get back into your mental, right? When you're going through it, y'all, it's catastrophic. It's like mass hysteria inside your head because you want to make sure you're going to live, but you got to understand they're poisoning you to save you. But anyway, so anyway, this book came out in 2014. 2014. But it didn't, take publishing, as you can tell. There it is, got the T on it. Hope you guys can see that T. So, yeah, I got two of them here, y'all. So you can see that T for Tate Publishing. Okay, anyway, so it was published by a publishing company, and to me, they didn't do what I felt needed to be done, especially with the way the world was changing when it came to the internet and whatnot. So I decided to learn how to self-publish myself. And that's how we started. So I started self-publishing myself. And from 2014 to maybe 2015, 2016, uh, the first Flux Genesis was out on the market. It didn't do anything, tell you the truth. But to have a publishing company and you pay these bundles to get your book pushed to the right places, but nothing happened, right? So I took it upon myself. I mean, I say, hey, anything I've been doing for 30 years, I can do, right? So I learned how, to write, if you would. I learned how to use other resources such as Fiverr or Fiverr. Some people say Fiverr. Long story short, it brings us to these three books: book one, two, and three. So I've rewritten the books, right? Now, what I will tell you guys that the first book, this book, this is like an alternate reality now. Okay, so I restarted everything from scratch. If you ever get a hold to one of these old Flux Genesis and you read the new Flux Celestial Genesis, you'll be like, they're nothing alike. That's right, they're nothing alike. They're totally different alternate realities. Now, what I can tell you is by the time we get to book four, I think it's book 4 or 5, I think it's book 4. I have characters from the Flux Genesis 2014. I have some of those guys showing up in the book in this new series, right? Because this new series, that the first series was about these guys getting into a altercation with aliens and yada yada yada. I said, forget that. I can do better than that. So that's how I got to this story with the darkness. And it basically includes all types of things. I've been letting everybody know. So the first war, right? Before man, there was a war. So the first war, the Lords of Chaos versus the Lords of Order, the creation of the universe, the three ages of man, the universal alignment, the apocalypse, the great collapse, and the end of all war. So all of those tales will be told throughout these 12 issues or these 12 books. I just want you guys to know that this is not a fly by night. This is where I'm going to put my heart and soul at for the rest of my life. All right. It's just what I'm doing, y'all. I'm retired from the military. I think I've done all the fighting I need to, and now I want to do something that I enjoy. And believe it or not, y'all, sitting down writing these stories, attempting to put a team together, like you guys know what I mean when I say a team, like an illustrator, artist, whatever, a social media guy, an animator, game designer, all this, right? So as I make money, we will expand. It's just what will happen. So y'all go out there, y'all check out the store, make sure all your people know about it, and let's get into it, okay? So first I got to do a recap. Yep, that's right. We're getting started, y'all. All right, we're getting started. So let's do a recap real quick. The recap is book 2. And Thursday, we started with Ember, right? So in book 2, so far, chapter 1, Intech, right? Intech has become the senior order now. It skipped past Adam because of Sita, the Gemini guys. Because of this, he was originally chosen to be, but because of this interference from the AI, it was passed to Intech. So Intech is the senior order now that's recognized by most alien life forms. Man doesn't know about the senior order because we're not as advanced as we think we are. At least in the flux continuum, we're not. So anyway, Intech sends everybody to go out and fight the Galaxians because now four Galaxians have appeared on Earth. Four alien, right? Giant insects that are decaying and eating up or draining the life force out of anything organic it comes in contact with, unless you have on impact armor. Okay, and everybody should have impact armor. So Intech split the teams up and everything and send them out to take these take the Galaxian that they're gonna fight. And first is Phase. He goes to Russia. He's dropped off. He gets into a fight. He's phasing, and then the creature is still able to hit him because it has. And this is when he learns, hey, they have NZ armor, right? They have NZ. They're coated in NZ, which it doesn't deplete. It negates. That's the word I like to use. It actually negates positive energy. Okay, so any force, momentum, or anything applied against them, it just stops and it's negated. So Phase finds out that he can still be hit even while phasing. If something is coated in NZ, right? That means -0 material. That's what it is basically, y'all. So after we finish with Phase, we go to Intake and Shift. And Shift takes off as the fastest. I want to say peregrine falcon, the fastest bird on Earth, and she takes off high into the sky. Once they arrive, they and their Intake and Shift, they go to Antarctica, right? Because these Titan shield facilities, they're spaced out across the planet, okay, so that the energy can be what's the word? It can be not structured, but I guess you had the right amperage or whatever, okay? But the point is they have to be spaced out. So anyway, they land, ship takes off. She finally sees Galaxian and she turns into a triceratops and tries to run into it. And her momentum from the sky, and this is what I'm trying to get you guys to see. Her momentum from I don't know how high falcons fly, okay, but she sees him way down there. He's got to be at least 30 to 50 stories below, so I don't even know how many feet that is. The point is, it's a triceratops, and it's picking up momentum as it controlled fall into this creature. But as soon as she hits its field, the weight, the momentum, and everything that the triceratops had built up, it just negated it, and then he started beating her down. All right. And because she couldn't get out the field fast enough, and this is where you guys find out Nanotech armor is an ambient energy absorbing armor, right? That means that it doesn't take a lot to charge it, but at the same time, you can't be inside an NZ field because remember, it negates positive energy. So anyway, Intake shows up at the last second, cleaves off half the Galaxian's head, and pulls Shift from the Galaxian's field because the field is still being emitted, even though the Galaxian has expired, if you will. So Intech is a IT guy, he's technology, and Shift is basically a changing, right? A omni changer, right? Omni powered changing. And since she can, look at organic matter and whatnot, she scans it, he scans it. And then we jump to Ember, which will happen this Thursday, right? So Ember, let me put Ember up. So Ember is with her sister. She finally got her sister back. That's the young lady who had the twin. She finally gets her sister back. And her sister sleep, whatnot. She sees something happen way up in the sky, And again, it's not heat vision. She has thermal vision though, right? She manipulates fire and stuff, so she could just see in thermal imagery, if you will. But she can see this happen high in the sky. And basically, this was when the Galaxians were being shot down. So one of the Galaxians is heading, she could see that there's a pod or something that's, creating fire that's falling toward the earth. And since she can see it, she lets her sister know, hey, I'm about to be out. So before she leaves though, she warns her sister, put on the impact armor. Like, and she's adamant about it. Now they twins, and I kind of look at twins, I guess, man, I know it's stereotypical and it's my bad, y'all, but I mean, I'm only so intelligent, right? They normally say one twin is more of a hard charging, the other twin is more laid back. So I look at Ember more as the hard charging twin, okay? She's the one that, she was born like 3 seconds before her sister. She believes that that counts. So something like that. Okay. Now, what we do when we get past Ember, she basically she flies up there to where she saw the heat, and then she uses her thermal vision to find the trail of the pod that flew past. So sometimes you watching TV, right? And they you have a guy, a detective, he walks in, and even though there are ghost images moving around, it's almost like he can replay what transpired, right? So she can do that thermally, if you will, right? She can replay what actually, so she can almost see the pod and everything. She can't see what's in it, but she can see the pod, its heat trail. And what she basically does is she follows the heat trail. And then we jump to Stratus. So today we're going to do Stratus, and today we're going to do Pulse. Okay. So that's what we're kicking for. I'm going to go ahead and put this video on of Stratus. Um, I'll come back. I'll put the video for Pulse, and then we'll get into it, y'all. We'll go ahead and discuss these two. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Y'all gonna be busy for a minute. Okay. And yeah. Because I mean, we got some fighting going on. We get to talk, and we get to hear the heroes talk a little mess and stuff. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and do that. And y'all make sure now, y'all run into anybody out there that's into some sci-fi. Hey, we got everything, y'all. I got a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't have nobody to sell it to. So if y'all out there and you got your friends, they into it, tell them, hey, we got something new. The first line of defense for unprecedented extremes. Flux. All right, y'all, here we go. Stratus and then Pulse. Let me pull that off.
Stratus, Titan Shield Facility, UNEW. Esmeraldas Province, Ecuador, Earth. The UNHQ Army West Division is on high alert after receiving intel of an imminent alien attack. Less than a quarter of a mile from their position, a life form that leaves a trail of decay in its path journeys in the direction of the facility. When an officer spots the alien, he sounds the alarm. Once the command fire is given, all weapons sound off in a thunderous boom. The alien doesn't attempt to hide or conceal its movements. It is on a direct path to the facility. The soldiers panic as the creature closes the distance to the facility. As each step is taken by the creature, the surface crumbles beneath its feet. Everything in its path appears to decompose, leaving behind a trail of dust in its wake. Stratus and Pulse suddenly appear from nothingness. You think you'll be able to handle this? Pulse asks as he momentarily delays teleporting away. Don't worry about me. I think I can subdue one alien. Besides, you've got your own battle to worry about, Stratus replies as he turns to face the creature that is now less than 100 meters away from his position. Make sure when you're done, you swing through and pick me up. I still need a ride back to Ningbo. I've got unfinished business to settle, Stratus says as Pulse vanishes. The Galaxian moves swiftly through Earth's atmosphere, faster than humanly possible. Stratus expands his dispersion field to deflect the Galaxian's attack. Stratus barely evades the crack of its whip. It slices through the dispersion field as easily as birds fly through the sky. The whip releases the NZ discharge, nearly singeing his chest. Stratus counters by releasing a powerful discharge that coats the creature's NZ field in dynamic gel. It is an extremely reflective and amazingly durable crystalline substance. It contains unstable gases infused with efflumium. This supercharges the gases, making them extremely durable, and only Stratus can create or manipulate this substance. As Stratus releases the dynamic gel, he continues to coat the creature's field in multiple layers. The soldiers can be heard in the distance cheering. They believe the fight is over and the battle won. However, Stratus can feel the stress being applied to the dynamic gel. The creature is capable of separating the efflumium bonding agents and will soon be free. A call from Intech brings new intel, a plan of attack, and possibly a way to defeat it. Intech recommends a physical assault against the creature. Its NZ field dissipates all other known forms of kinetic energy. Kinetic discharges are useless against the invader's shields. There is an additional warning which references the creature's field, a warning which can be the difference between life and death. The field denies all orbs access to ambient energy. Severing the creature's head is the best way to defeat them. The creature degrades the last few layers of dynamic gel. Stratus creates 2 reinforced dynamic gel blades, each capable of splitting matter at the cellular level. Once the creature shatters through the barrier, it roars at Stratus for holding it prisoner. You would dare challenge a destroyer of worlds? You will now face your end, orb wielder. Huh. Last time I checked, you brought this invasion to my planet. That's so not cool. Ember interrupts as she arrives at the scene. While Ember points wholly at the invader, Stratus mumbles under his breath. Ember, the reclusive one. The Galaxian charges Stratus and Ember's position. They are all that stand between it and the Titan shield. Taste my steel. Pulse, Titan Shield Facility UNIE, West Sumatra, Indonesia, Earth. Particles ignite with the release of energy and expands as the electromatter beacon clears space for Pulse's arrival. An alien invader stands poised and prepares for battle. An orb wielder here, the Galaxian roars. Pulse is surprised he understands the noises emitted by the creature. Why are you here? Pulse asks the creature while bracing for a fight. The creature drools and spews as it replies. To conquer your world, meat stick. You control a sacred artifact from my world. It is not yours to possess. The creature's tone and sarcasm displays a sentient intelligence to Pulse. Leave my planet and no harm will come to you. Pulse warns the creature in an assertive voice. The Galaxian replies by attacking with its twin-bladed axes in each of its 4 pincers. Pulse releases several EM discharges to gauge the creature's defenses. Each discharge harmlessly disperses against the creature's NZ field. As Pulse continues to test the creature for weaknesses, he draws it away from the facility. During his assault on the creature, it savagely strikes out at Pulse. His ability to teleport makes it nearly impossible to make contact. Still, there are no signs of weakness against this enemy. Soon, Intech sends tactical intel of the enemy invaders, recommending physical assaults and a warning to evade the creature's NZ field. The creature will have its confrontation with the orb wielder. It lives for combat and has the discipline forged from war. The alien is tactically aware and will not allow itself to be baited by Pulse. It displays advanced thinking by manipulating Pulse into defensive maneuvers. The Galaxian pounds the twin-bladed axes in its pincers. A strange sound is emitted from the creature. When Pulse hears the sound, he hesitates. He believes the sound is laughter. The momentary distraction allows the Galaxian an opening. The creature launches 2 of the 4 twin axes at the Titan facility. The twin-bladed axes disrupt the integrity of the frequency oscillation barrier. As the Galaxian moves in the direction of the facility, its weapon returns to the creature's field. The axes emit the same readings as the NZ field. Pulse can't allow another disruption to the oscillation barrier. The consequences can mean the beginning of the extinction of man. The disruption to the oscillation barrier allows the Galaxian an opportunity to transmit off-world. Pulse reacts with lightning speed, sacrificing himself to stabilize the barrier. He discharges a massive burst of white noise into the beam column. The discharge allows Pulse to disrupt any further transmissions off-world by the creature. His efforts stabilize the Titan shield's barrier, but ultimately leave Pulse vulnerable to attack. When he turns to face the Galaxian, its twin axes are too close to react. Even as Pulse attempts to teleport away, the NZ field cancels out his ability to teleport. The impact from the axes sends Pulse colliding into the walls of the facility. It reminds Pulse of his first time getting shot. It hurts like hell and leaves him weak. Thankfully, he didn't slam into anything critical. This facility is necessary to maintain the oscillation barrier. With nothing left to lose, Pulse charges the Galaxian with a physical assault. The Galaxian launches the axes, and Pulse barely dodges the attack. He summons the ambient energy all around him. Moving at accelerated speeds, Pulse dodges the Galaxian arm and grabs the creature's antennas. With all his might, Pulse discharges the remaining energies into the creature's antenna. While the creature receives gigawatts of power into its head, it violently lashes out, desperately trying to end Pulse's attack. The creature slams its body into the surface, anything to stop Pulse. Its screams bombard Pulse with a disorienting sound. He continues to hold the creature's antennas with all his might. The alien's antennae modulator explodes, allowing Pulse to get a better hold of the creature. Too much time in an NZ field causes death. Pulse was close to losing consciousness. The creature is eventually able to grab Pulse and continually strikes him with earth-shattering concussion. Pulse continues to endure the creature's wrath as he discharges the last of his power. The alien's NZ field quickly robs Pulse of his remaining energies. Soon, he'll have nothing left to fight with. A few more concussive punches and Pulse begins to experience momentary blackouts. He never lets go of the creature's antennas, even when he is thrown free of the creature's NZ field. Moments later, Pulse opens his eyes. He can barely believe he survived the encounter. He stays clear of the Galaxian as the energy slowly regenerates. The Galaxian achingly screams out threats and warnings to Pulse.
I will remember you, Orb Wielder. You have done what no other has. I will make you suffer as no other can. You will die, Orb Wielder, for this treachery. The Bakrata will savor the essence that your planet provides.
The creature has experienced critical injuries. Its neck is broken and it's partially blind. 2 antennas wiggle where Pulse stands. He smiles because he can't believe it worked.
Taste my steel.
All right, y'all, we back. So, you guys had it right there, right? So now we starting to get into, some of the fighting, remember, y'all, this is 12 books, and right now the story follows the Zodiac Guardians. And that was something intentionally done, because I could have started with the Lords of Chaos and all of that, but I didn't start with the Lords of Chaos. I started with something that everybody can relate with, and everybody has a Zodiac sign, right? So it's kind of like that. Oh, but I can't wait to get into the rest of it. I love it, right? Anyway, so let's get back to Stratus, right? I don't know if you guys heard that. I mean, I always think I'm putting out something, right? I think that, my little writing curves and I little hints at things. I just think I do it like that. That's all. But okay, so we find out Stratus, right? He got dropped off by Pulse, but he's upset. Okay. Again, the word I was looking for, I'm glad it came up. Compartmentalize. Stratus has the ability to compartmentalize what he's enduring, if you will. I don't know if you guys remember. Let me bring Stratus up. I don't know if you guys remember, but remember, Stratus was shot by somebody he held in high regards, if you will. So Stratus is still talking about getting dropped off in Ningbo because he still got something to handle. Okay? But at the same time, he understands, like, hey, let me go over here and beat this dude down real quick. And this is just my way of giving you guys, the guys that are already, that are waking up from their sleep or been transported back, to let you guys, see some of them that work, that power levels, and whatnot. So now I do talk about his dynamic gel. Thank you. I do talk about his dynamic gel. Oh. Pause, y'all, before we get into that. And I know we're going to get back onto that dynamic gel. I've been thinking about maybe doing this once a week. I don't know. Anybody can raise their hand. Let me know what you think. Anybody can let me know what you think. I've been thinking about doing this once a week. And the other 2 days, maybe Thursday night, I really don't know about doing stuff at night. Get tired. I mean, I'm still like military, right? I still jump up at 6 in the morning, right? For no reason. Just to walk around and drink coffee and probably walk my dog or something. But I was thinking about doing this once a week. This FLUX part, we're going to talk about FLUX all the time. But at the same time, we'll start getting rid of some of these comic books and auctioning off a few things. Show you guys a little something. So this is a $65 value, and I got it from one of the comic book stores here in El Paso, where we were gonna do the Gundam kits. So they gave me everything you need, markers. They gave me everything. They gave me a stand. This is a stand for the Gundam. And these are some of the things like, yo, we want to raffle off. We want to auction this, y'all. This is a $65 value. Hasn't been opened. If you notice, it's still sealed. Right? You see that seal right there? These are the kind of things we want to start doing, right? I mean, but again, y'all, I need you guys to, put the word out so we can do some purchases. And then we can kick in the raffle. I think everybody should have an opportunity that purchases something, whether you purchase a sticker or you purchase the 3D posters, right? Or whatever else we got here. But Tumblr, whatever, right? Books, whatever. So everybody who purchased, they go into the raffle. When we get a total of 25 purchases or 25 individuals that have purchased, then I don't know if we'll do this first, okay? The Gundam, because it's big, right? But maybe we'll do that like at 50 or something like that, okay? I would like to do things like, let's say if there are new games coming out, maybe we'll go over, and get it out of the Flux budget. Here, anyway, on the military on the military installation, they have days where you have to get in a line, okay? And they won't open the door. They'll open at a special time. And if the new PlayStation is coming out, if the new game is coming out, they only have so many. It's first come, first serve, and everybody gets in those lines. I could be there to be in those lines and then be the one that weekend showing you guys, hey, you can win this game or whatever. The point is, I want you guys to know that we want to do more than just Flux, right? Because I'm sci-fi. But Flux is going to be my meat and potatoes because that's how I'm going to eat, right? Okay. Now, let's get back to the story, all right? I just want to make sure you guys know where I'm at. Make sure I put it out there. There's a whole plethora of things such as these cards like this, right? They're in that crate over there. I was supposed to go to Atlanta. But I have, is it 8.5 by 11? So I have 4 pictures, or I call them mini posters, of each one of the characters on their own individual card. I put the raised seal, I signed it, I dated it, or I initialed and I dated it. And then I laminated it for you so that, it's a keepsake that you can keep around, okay? Those are the kind of things that we're doing here. You guys want to get a little Flux merch, hey, let's do it, right? And then, maybe you guys can win a t-shirt. You can win possibly a hoodie. We got all types of stuff, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I just want you guys to know that we want to do more. So I was thinking maybe Thursday and Fridays, possibly doing a show where we talk about Flux stuff, but we can have maybe, I see these flash sales that they do, maybe like for stickers, right? Like I might say, hey, stickers are $2. Or we have a total of 5 stickers of each character, and they'll be $2 until they're gone. Something like that, right? Because we still got to make our money back. But I still want to, start so we can start raffling, because we don't give anything away here at Flux Continue. We raffle things off. All right, y'all. All right, so now we're gonna get back to strats and we're gonna talk about the dynamic gel. Okay, I had to say that to you guys because y'all rocking with me, and the least I can do is tell you what we need to do here on this end so that I can get you what you need on that end. All right, so anyway, with the dynamic gel, if you guys notice, they said the dynamic gel is highly reflective. So it's durable, but it's so, and it's more of a light-based reflective, okay? Now, the power that you put into it, so let's say if somebody had super strength and they hit it, let's say it'll deflect maybe 50% of their punch because it's highly reflective, and it's a different reflective than just laser-based reflective, okay? So I want you guys to understand it's stress reflective too, kinetic reflective, if you will. but he can make it through efflumium, and efflumium is something that only exists in the Aquarius constellation. Okay, and this guy's the defender of that. So this is Stratus, and he's the one that's fighting the Galaxian, and he's the only guy in all of creation that can create efflumium, and that's because that orb in his chest allows him access to efflumium. Okay. Um. Anyway, so Stratus, basically, he coats the thing. They talk a little mess at each other, and Stratus is cool, right? I look at Stratus like he's like the cool guy of the group, right? Not cool like in so much swag. He just the most liked. He's the one. He don't have no hidden agendas and whatnot. He's just this cool cat, man. Oh, I mean, I don't know how y'all say it nowadays. He's this cool fella. Yeah, he's this cool fella. All right, so anyway, so he gets into a fight with the Galaxian. Long story short, if you guys remember Thursday, right? Thursday's show, Ember saw it with her thermal vision, the pod. She follows the pod, which brings her to the Esmeralda province in Ecuador. And that's what Stratus is, right? And remember, she's in Manas, right? So Manas ain't too far, and she should be able to look over the sky and see this. So anyway, she chases the pod, and then she shows up, and she started talking mess too. But Ember, she's about that life. So if you ever had somebody you was like, I want me a down chick. I want a girl that and I'm sorry, this is just for the fellas who like girls or the people who like girls. But you got that girl who gonna stand by you, and you know what I mean. Like she don't necessarily get into the fighting and all that in that way, but if she got your back, she got your back, right? I mean, like she'll go to like you saw what she did for her sister, right? She basically infiltrated the biometrics facility and she was fighting people with that machete. So anyway, she points Holy, and remember, Holy is that divine blade that she has, right? It's basically a fragment of the cherubim sword, right? It's a splinter of it. So it has this harmonics about it. When she moves it around, it makes noise like like wing. So and she can channel her power through it. So imagine having a piece of the Nexus light. This is the closest thing we have to Nexus light. So Nexus light would be light that comes from like the heavenly realm, y'all. And anybody who's sinned or who has dark matter in them and whatnot, we immediately burst into flames like vampires. We can't be in the Nexus light. We're sinners. We only our souls can go there, and those are souls that can match that light. So, but y'all gonna learn all of this as time goes. Remember, I told you it's a lot of stuff that I'm writing about when it comes to Flux. It's about this, but there are other things that's gonna link everything together. So she shows up. She has the well, it's not the chain machete anymore. It's the chained Holy, right? And she points it at the Galaxian, and then Stratus looks up like, what's up, ma? Like whatever, like, oh, the reclusive one, because she ain't really been with everybody else. She's been doing her own thing. All right, so that was the end of Stratus, right? And then after Stratus, we moved to Pulse, right? So Pulse drops Stratus off, and then he immediately teleports to West Sumatra, Indonesia. Okay, so he's in Indonesia, and he shows up, and he basically get off my planet, man. So the Galaxian, he called him a meat stick, and you might hear that a few times because remember, to bugs and to like crabs, or I don't know what you call them, crustaceans and arthropods. There we go. So to arthropods, we're meat sticks. We don't have a shell to protect us. Our skeleton is inside. So to bugs, bro, we like snacks. Yeah, we meat sticks. I mean, they can just and we done, right? So Pulse is talking to this guy, and I guess he feels he's berating Pulse, right? Calling them meat stick and stuff. Because they remember Galaxians look at things as matter of fact, like I'm the destroyer, you're the prey, if you will. So he's already counted because that's what they do when they go to worlds. They take over. They send a couple of Galaxians down there. and then the populace tends to act accordingly, right? Or get ate up or something. So he's used to winning. And anyway, he talks a whole bunch of mess to Pulse, and then hey, they get into it. But Pulse, he can't, he's a teleporter. And as long as he has an electromagnetic field strong enough, and the Earth does support that, he can bounce all around this guy as long as he stay out of the field. So Pulse does what think about it, he's a cop. Mentally, in the heart of his being, he's a cop. So what does he do? He doesn't just rush in because he's a detective too. So he was on the force for a while. So he has critical thinking skills, if you will. And first he tries to different positions of attacks until he gets that information from Intech. Like you can enter the field, but you can't be in there too long. So what he does is Post say, hey, I'm going for mine. And he charges up as much as he can. He jumps into the field. But what he does is he grabs the bug by the Galaxian by his antennae. So remember, Galaxians look like this, y'all. And right about there, you see those two antennae up there? And remember, they're bigger than us. So Galaxians are approximately 7 to 9 feet. No, more 8 to 9 feet. Yeah, 8 to 9 feet. There we go. Now, Pulse grabs on those, and what he does is, I say gigawatts, right? Remember, Pulse controls any type of wave that can be modulated, even electricity. That's what he does. Sonics, vibrations. Pulse can do all of this stuff because he's on the electromagnetic field. That's basically what he has in his chest. The NRG. That's what it's called. NRGE, right? Energy. So what he does, he channels all that power into those antennae. Now, the reason he had to channel so much energy, because remember, he's inside the NZ field. And the Galaxian is coated with the NZ field. So I don't even know how to explain. It'd be like trying to tear off one of Wolverine's claws or something. You feel what I'm saying? But remember, positive energy doesn't work against this. So while he's pulling, right, and he's taking this beat now, because you got a Galaxian with 4 arms, right? Let's take another look at the Galaxian. What's up with this mouse, man? Come on. Come on, man. It's always something. Okay, so long story short, I was going to put the picture of the Galaxian back up there so we could see them again. But you know what the Galaxians look like, man. And you know that when they come in to destroy, right? You got 4 hands, almost like Goro, right? From Mortal Kombat, and he's beating you down, right? And remember, I understand, like, when we see it, you got 2 fists coming at you, but they can come independently. Like, you can fight the way we do, and you can punch with one hand and have another one coming at him, and then you still got 2 more after that. So each one of these arms can swing independently. You don't have to swing both of them at the same time, depending. You know what I mean? So he's beating Pulse down, and when he takes Pulse, and he finally, basically the Galaxian rips his own antenna out. Pulse just doesn't let him go. That's basically what happened. And if you saw that, it said it towards the end. It said, so Pulse continues to endure the creature's wrath as he discharges the last of his power. The alien's NZ field quickly robs Pulse of his remaining energies. Soon he will have nothing left to fight with. A few more concussive punches. So I'm saying concussive. It should have been concussion, right? But concussive, right? Letting you know how strong the impact is. Punches, and Pulse begins to experience momentary blackouts. So even though he's holding on to these antennae, and I don't know if you guys ever been in a fight, if you ever endured like a training that really maxed you out. It's like even while you're doing it, you're not blacking out, but you kind of leave your body for a second. You know what I mean? It's like you're giving it everything you got. It's almost like if you falling off a mountain, you're giving it everything you got. You can't remember everything you did to save yourself, but you saved yourself. So you kind of blacked in and out. And that's what Pulse is doing right now. He's blacking in and out. And then he said, but he never let go. He never lets go of the creature's antennas, even when he is thrown free of the creature's NZ field. So remember this. Pulse didn't let go the creature threw him from the NZ field. So basically, the creature pulled Pulse, and Pulse didn't let go of his antenna, so he ended up pulling his own antenna out, right? But again, somebody shocking you, they pulling on it, it hurts like I don't know what. Again, it to me it'd be the equivalent of us, maybe somebody sticking their fingers in our nose and stuff. You know what I mean? They just or sticking something that's large in our nose. I mean, we can only endure that for so long. And if you know anything about insects, they kind of use the antenna to see too, or to feel, or whatever it is antenna do for bugs besides the hive mind. Okay, so long story short, he takes Pulse and he throws Pulse from NZville, and Pulse finally looks down. Right, he finally looks down and he sees the two wiggling antenna, and he kind of know the fight is pretty much. If you pull antenna out of bugs and then you leave them there, the bug is basically, I'm not gonna say they incapacitated, but they trash. It's almost like they're not working with their five senses anymore, if you will. You know, it's like they only got like three senses after that, because the antenna, they do a lot for bugs. Anyway, that's what happens with what do you say? He smiles because he can't believe it worked. Okay, so Pulse pretty much knows that he's gonna beat this guy now. Okay, now after that, and that brings us to the end, y'all, because you guys y'all saw it, right? You heard it. All right, so we're at page 24 in book 2, and well, not tomorrow, next Thursday. Yeah, I guess I can do the rest of this month. No, we're in June now. Happy June, everybody. Commander Trimble. The guy that's in charge of the merge, that's up in space, hiding behind the moon. Yeah. So he's on his way into the planet's atmosphere. And after we get through with chapter 1, we're gonna start with chapter 2, and that'll be chapter 1. Next Thursday will be the last of chapter 1, right? And that'll be Commander Trimble. And then we're gonna go into offensive dreams and defensive fantasies, chapter 2. And this is where we do a flashback at, y'all. So basically, I looked at it. Here we go again, y'all. I looked at it like it's a season 2. Okay, I'm writing this book. I wrote book 1. I gave you so much. You didn't even know that we was gonna be on this level of the game type stuff. And what I did was I hit you with the first episode in chapter 1, right? So the first episode, or the first couple of episodes, you're talking about these guys fighting these Galaxians. So finally, I give you guys something that the heroes can punch. Now I have to go back, right? And it's what I decided to do in chapter 2, and let you guys know what transpired with every hero once they were transported from Earth. When they got hit by the orbs, they were transported from Earth and they went somewhere. And that's what we're going to start doing next Friday and Saturday. So that'll be Stratus and Ember, right? We go straight to those two again. You learn about the powers, you learn what they do, you learn stuff like the power should have never came to Earth. So it's almost like you get to see or what they were going through when they were transported away. And then that'll bring you back to the story at the end of those guys, because I have to fill in the 3 Alpha Guardians too, right? And they didn't go nowhere. You know, they were already living their lives. So it's coming, y'all. It's coming. So we're after book 2 in Flux. We don't leave the Guardians. They just go off and start doing their own things, and we stay with them. But remember, in book 3, we're introducing the one true enemy across the spectrum. Okay, and that's how we start getting into all this biblical stuff, and you find out that the one true evil, that's always been here. You find out where it comes from, how it got here, everything, y'all, across the 12 books. Okay. All right, so that's it for today, y'all. That's pretty much it. But again, I want to, what's the word? Intrigue you guys. Take a look at these pictures and whatnot. Oh, you like you working? Okay, you working? All right, take a look at this, and these are my Zodiac Guardians. Technically, I do have a 3D poster, and the 3D poster has these 3 images in it. Okay. you know how you used to use the Cracker Jack. They used to give you the little 2D, 3D picture, you know, and it moved or it did something. So it's got this image in it, this image of the bad guys. Because again, the reason I don't really put these guys up too much is because we're not there yet. We haven't gotten to book 3, and this image is right here for the first, what do you call it? The first trilogy. Yeah, for the first trilogy. And believe it or not, even though we're doing so much in Flux, we actually stay with the script. We By the time you get to the trilogy, there's a major explanation and there's a huge fight. So I give you all the meat and potatoes in the story of Flux. And I'm working on book 5 now. So there's a lot going on in book 4. I don't really want to tell you guys too much about it. Book 5, and then there's going to be something again in Epic in book 6 too. Okay. So just letting you guys know, this is what we're doing on this end. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess I can put it back on, right? The music. That's pretty much it for the day, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to Flux, uh, please go out, check out the store. Make sure you check out the store because I mean that's my that's how we eat over here at Flux Continuum. Uh, we're gonna find a way to work this in, y'all. I gotta find what I'm currently doing with Whatnot though is I'm attempting, and if you guys know, you can help me right now because I'm asking a question. I already sent the message to the help desk or whatever. Can 2 accounts be on the same? Okay, basically what I need to do is use the other phone to input stuff, right? So I can do like an auction or something. I can do a 5-minute auction. And even while I'm talking, I can stop and say, hey, y'all, we got a 5-minute auction out there. If y'all, and then I can take the comic book or whatever it is that we're doing. I got a picture of, I can put it on the screen for you guys to see it. And then, you know, if you're interested, this is what we're auctioning off today. So it gives you, you know, maybe 2 or 3 things, right? And I already told you guys, I won't be auctioning off one comic book at a time. If I got 2 or 3, or maybe like 1 through 4, I'm going to auction 1 through 4. If you only want 1, then you're going to miss out. You got to get all 4 of them. They haven't been graded. They don't have all the barcodes and all of that. But hey, I could take the comic book out and show you it's in near mint condition. If you guys want to go through the whole tweezer thing, we can do that. Alcohol, the lighter, the tweet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm rambling, man. I know I'm rambling. But look, man, thank y'all for coming out today, man. It felt good. You know what I mean? I missed y'all yesterday. My wife even got on me after I got home. She was talking mess to me, telling me, she's like, oh, you definitely missed your show today because you talkative today. And I was like, yeah, you know. But again, you know, I love what I do, man. I love what I do. Thank everybody for coming. I truly appreciate it. And y'all make sure y'all swing back through here next Thursday, okay? And once we get this rocking, y'all, all of that stuff I have over there, even like the Gundam stuff, we can start, you know, pushing this stuff out. So that's what I want to do. You know, I want to say thank y'all for coming, and then I want to be able to show you how much I want to say thank you. And you know, that's by giving you, you know, or making sure somebody receives something in the rifle or whatnot. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. I'm gonna put on my what do you call this? My screensaver. It'll be ready, y'all. Give me a couple of minutes, and I'll probably bring. Yeah, I'm gonna end this show in about 5 minutes. But check out the screensaver, and this is Flux, y'all.
Amazing. Flaunt. Gift. Records.
All right, y'all. I'm about to bring this to an end. Go ahead and shut this down. Y'all make sure y'all be here next Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Come back, show all your friends, tell all your friends about us. Let them know that, hey, we got something new out here that's bigger than big, that's epic. So by the time I finish this story, y'all, at about 55, 60 years old, yeah, hey, when y'all see this, y'all gonna be like, wow, this is like biggest Star Wars. I want you guys to know this is biggest Star Wars, y'all. This ain't just no fly by night. It's a full story of the whole universe. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all be easy. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe.